The Oxford English Dictionary entry for landscape traces its etymology to Old Saxon and Old English. It dropped out of use in Old English and then came back from Holland in the 17th century as a painter's term. This is defined in OED Sense 1A as a picture representing natural inland scenery, as distinguished from a sea picture, a portrait, etc. During and after the 18th century, landscape was used in various compounds. Many are obsolete, but others survive. Landscape gardening is defined as the art of laying out grounds so as to produce the effect of natural scenery. And landscape architecture is defined as the planning of parks or gardens to form an attractive landscape, often in association with the design of buildings, roads, etc. Towards the end of the 19th century, geologists and geographers began using the word landscape, as defined in OED Sense 2B, to mean a tract of land with its distinguishing characteristics and features, especially considered as a product of modifying or shaping processes and agents. The OED has 1886 as its first example of this geographer's use of landscape, and 1840 as the first example of the term landscape architecture. This is cited as J.C. Loudon and H. Repton, Landscape Gardening and Landscape Architecture of H. Repton. I wrote to the editors of the OED in the 1980s to suggest the inclusion of Gilbert Lang Meeson's 1828 use of the term. So far, it has not been included, possibly because they think, wrongly in my view, that Loudon and Meeson did not use the word in the same sense. To understand and explain the term landscape architecture, one has to bear in mind the different connotations of the word in the three OED senses I have quoted. For painters and geographers, every kind of outdoor scene is a landscape, including mountain tops, wild rivers, deserts, jungles, oil refineries and industrial wastelands. Some of them are natural, others are man-made. Some are beautiful and productive, others are ugly, sterile and dangerous. Only a few geographers' and painters' landscapes are works of landscape architecture, and those which come into this category usually satisfy the three Vitruvian design aims. They rate well for visual quality, social quality, and ecological quality. We also need to note three other points. The painter's use of landscape developed in the context of Plato's theory of art. Renaissance artists aim to represent ideal places rather than real places in their landscape works. This aim rests on what's called the Neoplatonic or Platonic or ideal theory of art. Geographers and geologists use the word landscape in a very different way. They seek to understand landscapes as products of modifying or shaping processes and agents, usually natural. It's an evolutionary use of the term. Designers' use of the word landscape sits midway between that of painters and geographers. When discussing design aims, we use it with a positive connotation. We aim to make good places. In Vitruvian terms, they are places with utilitas, firmitas, and Venustas, which are often translated into English as commodity, firmness, and delight. For landscape architecture, Ian Thompson's translations as community, ecology, and delight are more appropriate. If we ignore the distinct uses of the word landscape by artists, geographers and designers, we end up with the terminological anxiety noted by Olmsted, Mawson, Jellicoe and me in a video which asks, what are the problems with the term landscape architecture? Seriously, they need to be resolved in one way or in another way. It must be done.